So this evening I have a haul for you. Nothing expensive, you know what I mean? Look, there are no Chanel bags, there are no fabulous things, but they're just little bits and pieces that I bought over the last 3 or 4 weeks, you know, while I was having the nose done and recovering from the nose job. And they're just all really good value, so I wanted to share them with you. And by the way, if you're new here, hi, I'm Kaz. I'm 5 foot nothing, literally. That's 152 centimetres in new money. And I have loved fashion for 55 years, since I was about 14, 15. Not just fashion, I mean handbags, accessories, jewellery, scarves, you name it, I bought it. And I still have quite a lot of it. However, just recently I felt the need to revamp my wardrobe a bit because my body shape has changed. You know, you go through the menopause. I think when I hit about sort of 65, my body shape changed totally. And yeah, I needed to get rid of a lot of things I was hanging on to. You know, like the jeans that you hang on to just in case they'll fit you again one day. And, you know, so I ended up with, I don't know, I did a video about it. I'll put it up here. Oh, I've got an itchy nose. I'm not supposed to scratch it, so I'll just scratch it with a tissue. I can't remember how many pairs of jeans I had, but oh my goodness, it was an outrageous amount. And I still need to sort through those and figure out, you know, what I'm keeping, what I can donate to the local op shop, which is charity shop. You know, we call them op shops in Australia. If my voice sounds a bit weird, it's because my nose is still slightly blocked from the surgery because it's very swollen inside, so my apologies. Anyway, let's start with a couple of tops from Urban Revivo. Now, none of this is sponsored. I haven't been given any of these things for nothing. You know, nobody's paid me to say anything. This is just, you know, what I bought and my opinion. So the first item is a t-shirt which I've actually got on, which I like. It's got this sort of, let me zoom you out a bit. It looks a bit awkward this side because of the microphone, but it's got this sort of faux top in, so it looks like, you know, you've got a sort of bra underneath a long sleeve t-shirt or a little crop top or something. And because I'm sort of still, well, I'm sitting on the bed at the moment, but I'm still in that sort of resting phase of my recovery. I thought what I'll do is I'll sort of show you things this evening, and then on Friday I'll do a try on because I think I'll feel a little bit better by then. So before I forget, I just wanted to tell you I went for my first session of HBOT, which is, where is it down here? Right, Hyperbaric Oxygen Therapy, and it's supposed to, you know, make everything heal more quickly, especially bones. And it was recommended by my surgeon, so I went there and I only managed to get the pressure up to about 1.2 because I've got severe tinnitus and it really started hurting my ears. When it got up to 1.25, I just had to stop and take it back to 1.2. But the people there were lovely. The name of the place is Fluire, F-L-U-I-R-E. I'll put a link in the description box down under. So if anybody's in the Sydney area and you have any sort of surgery or anything like that done, and you want this sort of treatment, this is the place to go. It's in a bit of a weird location. It's in a sort of a light commercial park, but it's beautiful inside. The couple that run it are so nice, and I just really wanted to give them a shout out. So details will be down below for you. and I'll let you know how that goes. So, all right, back to the haul. So this is one of the, it's called a 2-in-1 skinny t-shirt from Urban Revivo. So I bought the black one, of course, and you know me in black. And also one in a nice dark brown. Oops, you can see there that it's got this sort of, you know, it looks like you're wearing a little strappy number underneath. The only thing is the shoulders aren't very wide here, and because I've got narrow shoulders they keep sort of slipping off a bit. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew on a piece of tape and press it so that I can attach it to my bra strap, and then it will stop it slipping down, so it will be good. Sleeves are a bit long, but you know, rolled up they're great. Anyway, I'll show you these on Friday. Hopefully I'll be feeling a bit more, you know, a bit more like myself by then. I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, each day, you know, is getting better. And the swelling is going down slowly, but it is going down, you know, it is getting there. So, with an Urban Revivo, okay, so the next thing, and I very rarely buy something, I very rarely buy something that I've bought and sold previously, you know, I don't usually rebuy something. But I was looking through things on eBay, and if any of you are Australians out there, you'll know what I'm talking about. Designers Sass and Bide did some black Ratz, which are basically, they're ruched leggings. Let me zoom you out a bit so you can see it a bit more properly. They're ruched down the side there, and I had some in about, they're sort of a Y2K thing, it must have been about 2000-ish, and I bought them and I didn't wear them at all, and so I sold them on eBay, you know, because they were quite sought after then, it was difficult to get hold of them. And I saw this pair and they're brand new, and they were $75, and I thought, wow, you know, I'd be more likely to wear these now, you know, in winter. You know, you could wear them with a nice little ankle boot and a long cashmere jumper. So, yeah, I rebought a pair of Ratz. That's R-A-T-Z. And they were hugely popular, really Y2K, which, you know, seems to be a bit of a thing at the moment. Now, something else I found on eBay, and oh, I was so pleased to find this, I just can't tell you. Now it went away to be authenticated, so it's a bag, you know, clearly. When it's sent off to be authenticated, eBay put it in their own bag, their own dust bag, and they send you, oh, I think it's actually in the bag, but they send you an authentication card. Whoops, causing havoc here. Right, and this is the dust bag, Proenza Schouler. Yeah, one of my favourite designers of bags. Now this bag you can't get anymore. And it is the PS11, but the Mini in black. And it is just, the condition is incredible. I mean, it seriously looks as good as new. It's just fabulous. Now I paid $700 for this, which, you know, is quite a lot. They don't tend to hold their value too well, although the minis tend to hold their value more than the larger ones, the full-size ones. But, you know, it's rare to find one in this sort of condition. Right, okay, I have put the... I put the card that eBay sends somewhere, and... ah, there it is. Okay, so it's shoulder strap as well. And I like the size of this. I've got a PS11, but this is the first mini. I didn't have a mini one. So I thought it would sort of round the collection off nicely. They don't actually make this anymore, but when it was available through a Proenza Schouler, under the websites of course, it retailed for $1,850 or 2,830 Australian dollars. And I bought this for 700 Australian dollars, which I thought was pretty good. I mean, given the fact that there isn't a mark on it. It is absolutely perfect. The leather is just, oh, it's gorgeous. So when you get something authenticated by eBay, you get this little tag attached. And inside, you get, here's to your new luxury piece, you've got great taste, etc., etc. A bit of blurb from eBay, basically advertising themselves. And you also get, you know, the details of, you know, it's a PS11, what style it is, the material, etc., etc. And that is your authenticity guarantee. I mean, I don't know what authenticators they use, how much experience their authenticators have, but, you know, it's better than nothing. I mean, and I think I know enough about bags to, you know, when I get a bag like this, I give it a good look over and I'd know if it was a fake. And this one absolutely is not. And I am delighted with that. I mean, $700 for a really, really good leather bag. Yeah, I think it's a good deal. I really do. It's nice. It's got a zip on the back. Proenza zips are never great. You know, and it's got that usual sort of tricky pocket on the front where you have to, you know, you turn that and you've got almost sangle type things, you know, like on an Hermes bag. Lift the flap up and you're in the pocket, and then you've got to put the flap down again. Put this piece over, that piece over, and then turn that. And I don't bother with the pocket. It's just too much faffle. But the inside is, let me show you, is absolutely, absolutely immaculate. I don't know if you can see that. It is perfectly clean. Somebody has clearly bought this and just never used it. And, you know, I mean, I can understand that. I mean, I've got lots of bags that I've never used, and as you know, I'm on a bit of a mission to clear out the ones that I don't use, and any that I do buy like this will be used. Because I'm sort of over the collecting thing. I don't know if it's an age thing or just, I don't know, it just seems like such a waste. You know, to spend all that money on bags and they sit there and you don't use them, and yeah, I think it's that Swedish death cleaning thing. It's really, oh, I'll just pull one of the ties out of the dust bag. That was a good start, Kaz. Right, okay, I'll deal with that later. So, those are my two things from eBay. And the next thing was from the Marc Jacobs sale. Now, I don't know if you saw my video about the Hermes necklace that I bought, you know, the diamond one. If you didn't, I'll put that video up here. It completed the set, so now I've got the three wonders. I've got the Kelly, the Birkin, and the Constance. God, I nearly forgot what it was called. And I love those, but they're really expensive. And, you know, I know not everybody can afford that sort of thing. So I saw this and thought it was a great alternative. So it's from Marc Jacobs. It was in the sale for... It was reduced from 195 Australian dollars to $136.50, and that's US $89. Comes in a little dust bag. I haven't actually seen this yet, so I'm hoping it's nice. And has a label on. There, Marc Jacobs. I can't read the small writing on the back, and because my nose is still swollen, I'm not allowed to wear reading glasses, so I'll just have to pass. I have no idea what it says. Excuse me. But this is a similar sort of thing. This is basically... I think I'm zoomed in as far as I can go. This is the Marc Jacobs tote bag. Let me bring it nearer to the camera so you can see it. There you go. Oops, just cover my eyes up so it focuses. It's really nice. It has a reasonable weight to it. I thought that was really cute, and I think that is a brilliant alternative. You know, if you saw those Hermes necklaces and thought, wow, you know, it'd be nice to have a little handbag on a chain, that is a much cheaper option. Now, while I'm sitting in front of the, right up to the camera, I know a couple of people asked me how the swelling is going. I think you should be able to see here now. I've got some mascara on, some lip gloss. I haven't got any foundation or concealer on at all. I've just got some translucent powder. So it's not covering anything, it's just stopping my face being really shiny. But you can see still the swelling. You see, there you go. I think that catches at that angle there. There's still quite a lot of swelling there and also here, just right above the bridge. And I've got a bit of a bruise. That's, oh, this side. I've got a bruise down here. And, you know, the tip is still pretty numb and really firm. The tip will drop and my nose will actually reduce in size a bit, you know, over the next few months. And I'm absolutely over the moon with it. I really am. And I can almost breathe at my left nostril now. Yeah. It's definitely clearing because there's a lot of swelling inside the nose as well. Anyway, we were talking about handbags on chains, and I think that is a great little buy. So they've got this in silver, well, it's not silver, but you know, a silver tone. This is a yellow gold tone, and there's also a rose gold tone. And I think they're lovely. So if you thought you were priced out at the handbag on a chain, you're not. I like to try and find cheaper alternatives so that, you know, so that anybody can have a whatever it is, because, you know, I don't like the fact that some things are so expensive that, you know, not everybody can afford them. And I do realise that I'm extremely lucky, you know, in being able to go out and buy a Chanel handbag. Trust me, I'm under no illusions whatsoever. I do appreciate my good luck in that department. So, Marc Jacobs done. Now, the next thing I bought was from Revolve. Now, I don't know if you know Revolve clothing. They're a US website. Sorry for rustling. And they have fantastic customer service. I mean, really, really good service. Now, this is a Minkpink dress, and Minkpink is an Australian label. Well, I say it's an Australian label, it was. I don't think it's been bought out by anybody. But the only place I could find this Minkpink dress was on Revolve. And it's actually sold out now, but I'll put a link in the description box below, which will take you to similar items. This is a heather midi dress, which is actually full length on me. And I mean, you'll see it better on Friday when I try it on, but I don't usually go for patterns, but I really like this one. I like the colours. It's got these nice sort of lightweight, sort of almost chiffon type sleeves. Oops, never press this the right way. Honestly, I'm hopeless. And it's a sort of a wrap front. Well, you know, crosses over at the front like that. Elasticated waist, and it's got ties at the side that you can either just tie each side, you know, in a bow sort of there and there, because it's got two each side, or you can tie them round the back. And it's lined to sort of knee length, and it's just and it's got a bit of a flat sort of hem. It's just one of those nice sort of, you know, floaty dresses that are really nice to wear in the spring. I mean, it's winter here, I know, but, you know, trust me, it'll only seem like 5 minutes and it'll be spring again, because time just accelerates so quickly when you get older. It's just the time when you want it to slow down, you know. Okay, so, by the way, these earrings that I'm wearing, I absolutely love. I bought in, I did a bit of an Oraton outlet haul about, so I'm just sorting the t-shirt out. It's about a month ago. I'll put the video up there. And these earrings, I think they ended up costing me either $40 or $50. Really like them. They're not too heavy for the size, but they've got a little bit of weight, you know what I mean? So they're not flimsy, they feel substantial. Really love these. Bought them in silver as well. Okay, so that's the Minkpink dress. Oh, I didn't tell you how much that was, did I? No, that was also in the sale. I mean, you know, nearly everything I buy is in the sale. Now, originally it was $252.31. It was reduced to $187.96, and I have a 10% code. Excuse me. I have a 10% code that I have used for years on Revolve. and I would say 95% of the time it works, and it's Tulip, Tulip, capital letters, gets you 10% off, even off sale items. So I used that, so it cost me $169.17 or $110 US, which I think is pretty good, you know, for a nice dress. Okay, so the next thing was Enza Costa. Now they're a US company, so people who are viewing this from the US, you're probably familiar with them. They do fabulous knitwear. I have a lot of their knitwear and I really love it. And you know, I'm always on the lookout for t-shirts or tops that have short sleeves, but you know, short sleeves that come down to here, you know, not up here. Because, you know, the arms get a bit crepey and a bit flabby as you get a bit older, and I'm much more comfortable if I've got something sort of down to the elbow. So I saw these on the website, and they're called Textured Knit Half Sleeve U. So U top being, U being the shape of the neck. And I bought a black one and a white one. And look, they're a bit Xy, but I'm hoping they're as good on as they looked on the website. They're 240 Australian dollars, which is 157 US. But I got a 10% discount for subscribing to the newsletter. So I got, it was 480, so I got $48 discount, which was just as well because the delivery was $38. And, you know, it's a bit steep, but if they're the perfect t-shirt, you know, with the right length and the fabric's nice and everything else, I'm just about stomach paying that amount of money. Anyway, they come very nicely wrapped, tissue paper. And I'll just take the white one out. Again, I'll be trying these on Friday, so you'll see what they're like. But I like the fact that this has got silk in it. It's 10% silk, 87% viscose and 3% lycra, because that little bit of stretch is nice. Again, I think it's a little bit more forgiving, you know, when you get older. Now, I bought these in a medium, I'm pretty sure, because it did say, I think there were some reviews that I read about it that said that they came up a little bit small. And I usually take a small, which these are from Urban Revivo. And this is a medium, and it looks quite small, but it's got a, you know, it's got a lot of stretch in it. It's got a nice sort of scoop neck. Whoops, sorry about bashing the microphone up. I'm not keen on crew necks. I don't know, they don't seem to suit your body shape when you're petite. You know, I mean, that doesn't necessarily apply to everybody who's petite, but certainly myself and anybody else I know who's petite, the crew neck just doesn't work. A nice bit of a scoop neck always looks better. The fabric on these is really, really nice quality. And they've got a seam running down the back. And, I mean, they're sort of transitional weather t-shirts, you know, they'd be good for spring or autumn. You definitely wouldn't wear this in summer. It's a little bit too heavyweight, but the fabric feels really stunning. So I will try both of those on Friday. I'm determined to get myself out of bed properly and, you know, start getting a little bit done around the house. I know, you know, the surgeon said rest for a month. Well, you know, a month's a long time. I can't even swim. Can't do any exercise. But, you know, it will be worth it. I shouldn't complain. I'm delighted with the nose that I have, and I'll be even more delighted with the nose that it will become. So anyway, back to those. I have a white one and black one. We'll see how they go. Oh, another thing I've noted down here is that they do really good reductions in their sales, particularly on knitwear. So well worth keeping an eye out for that. Now, the last couple of things I wanted to show you are bags, of course, as if there'd be anything else. Now, both of these are from the Oroton outlet, and I'm pretty sure, I just wanted to check because I wasn't sure if the Oroton outlet online was shipping worldwide or not, and they are. They didn't used to, but they do now. So do bear in mind though, if you buy something, say if you're in the US and you buy something and you don't like it, you have to pay the cost of sending it back, and also you only get a store credit. They don't do refunds on outlet items. Anyway, this is one of the items that I bought. They have got some gorgeous bags on their website, seriously good. And the quality of their leather is outstanding for the price. So it's only a fairly small bag. To excuse this makeshift setup on the bed, but you know. Okay. Oh wow. So we've got the strap all folded up like that, and there we have it. And it's called the Nell Baguette. I love this little bag. The thing I really love about it, I love how plain it is, apart from this metal detail here, and I think that is really chic. That's the back of it. It's not too deep, but I mean, you know, you could get a phone and a few essentials in here. Oh wow, and also look how well they're packed. You know, you've got cardboard here. This is a front pocket here. Just there. And my phone actually sits in there. Pretty, and it's got a really good magnetic closure. I think you heard that closing. And I just love the shape of it. I think it's a really, really chic little bag. And it's such great value for money. The leather is gorgeous. It really is. It's not a textured or a pebbled leather. And it's not Saffiano, it's just a nice matte leather. It's really smooth. Now, this was reduced from 529 Australian dollars to 399. And at the moment they're doing an extra 30% off at checkout, which reduces the price again to $279.30 Australian, or 182 US dollars, which seriously, for a bag of this quality, I think it's outstanding. Okay, so we've got 2 straps here, because it comes with a long strap and a short one. Okay, so the long one, another thing that I like on the hardware, you know, sometimes you get those, I don't know what they're called, but you know, where you attach them to the D-ring and you have to press the actual piece in, and I'm always catching my thumbs in it. This has got that nice little button on the side, so you just, you know, easy as anything. So if you've got dexterity issues, these bags are great, because the hardware is really easy. Okay, so a bit more tissue. Again, I'll show you these in a little bit more detail on Friday. I just wanted to sort of get everything unwrapped because I was desperate to see what these were like. Because this is the first time I've seen them. And you've also got a short strap which goes on there, I think. Yep. Okay, so let me zoom you out as far as I can. Right, so that's the shorter strap, which I think is great for just putting on the shoulder. You know, it's a great length. It sits, the bottom of it just sits on my waist. And then you've got the long one here, which also has a keeper, thankfully, which you can use as a shoulder or crossbody. And that's pretty generous. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are six holes on there, so it's pretty adjustable. I actually just love this with the shorter handle. It's beautiful, isn't it? It's just so chic. That's covered in plastic at the moment. We take the plastic off. It just says Oraton in the metal there. And I think it's just such a lovely style. It really is gorgeous. So you've got the little pocket at the front there. And then, oops, more, oh, goodness me, paper, everything. Right, there's a care card in the back pocket. So you've got a very small slip pocket at the back there, and that's it. It's just an empty space, which I really like. And here at the front, you know, you can put train tickets, credit card holder, phone. You know, mine's a standard Android phone. I don't know if any of the new Apple ones would fit. I have no idea what size they are, to be honest, but that is the Nell. I think it's called the Nell. Yes, the Nell baguette in antique cream. And it's just lovely. And I mean, for that sort of price, it really is stunning. I mean, if you've been watching my videos for any length of time, I mean, I do buy Chanel bags and, you know, more expensive bags, but I'm not a bag snob. You know, and if I can find a good bag like this for, well, just under $280, I mean, you know, I'm not going to complain. Excellent. So, I've made a huge mess now. All right. So, the next one, also, if you know me well, you'll know that I probably bought another one in a different colour. And I had a store credit because I actually sent back the brown bag that I bought when I bought these earrings. It had got 3 compartments, and I loved the bag, loved the colour, loved the leather. The leather was a beautiful pebble texture. The size of it was great, but the 3 compartments were just, I don't know, you know, it's like, you know, you open it and you think, oh, which one's got my comb in, or my purse, or my whatever. And no, I just thought it's too faffy. Whereas something like this, okay, I mean, it's got the pocket on the front, but apart from that, you've got 1 compartment. Put your stuff in there and you're good to go. On the subject of the nail baguette, I also quite some time ago, goodness me, I'm running out of space, hold on. Quite some time ago, I bought the nail baguette in the wicker version, and this one has the silver metal along there, tan leather. Same thing, 2 straps in tan leather, the long one for shoulder or crossbody, and the little one, which, like I said, is just perfect. Now they still have this one in stock, and you know, if you're in the Northern Hemisphere and you know it's summer up there and you want a really nice wicker bag, this one is fabulous. I absolutely love it. I can't wait for our summer to wear it. Now, this has got leather gussets at the side. Let me zoom you in again. So leather gussets either side there. And it's just 1 compartment. There's no pocket at the front. The wicker work is beautiful. It's so well made. The leather is gorgeous. It's got two magnetic fastenings there. Closes like a dream. There you go. I think this is the perfect summer bag. Now, it's a little bit more exy than the leather ones because, you know, the wicker ones usually are. I mean, there's a lot of work involved in this. And it is absolute perfection. It's got 2 little strips of leather on the bottom in place of feet. And now this is reduced from $679 to $579. But there's an extra 30% off that, so it's $406.30 or $265 US. Didn't give you the measurements of these bags, did I? I should do that. Now they're all the same. The wicker one, the antique cream and the black, all the same size. So the base depth across, base depth across here, 6 centimetres or 2.5 inches. The base width, so across here, there to there, 10 inches or 25 centimetres. Height from there to there is 5 inches or 12.75 centimetres. Opening width 10 inches, which is across there. You see the magnetic fastenings on these just spot on, really. They are so good. And I love the fact that it's an Australian company, I really do. You know, we don't make many things here, unfortunately, and it's just so nice to be able to say that. I mean, I think, you know, if you're in the US, I'm sure you feel the same about a US company. You know, it's good to be patriotic and to support your own. Now, the crossbody strap drop is 25.5 centimetres or 10 inches. So that will be the shorter one, that'll be this one. I'm pretty sure that looks like 10 inches to me. Yep. And the long strap, which is this one here for shoulder or crossbody, is 56 centimetres or 21 3/4 inches. And like I said, that is the perfect summer bag. I mean, I've seen similar bags to this from designers, and you know, you're looking at sort of $3,000–4,000, and I mean, why? You know, I can get this for just over 400 Australian dollars. I mean, why wouldn't you? It's just beautiful. The stitching is absolutely perfect. I mean, the quality of it is fabulous. The hardware is gorgeous. The hardware is silver on this one. On the leather ones, the antique cream and the gold, the hardware is gold. But yeah, that's my little haul that I wanted to share with you. I think I've done absolutely everything. Yeah. So Friday, I'll be trying all this on, and I think this will actually look quite nice with that Minkpink dress, because that's a nice sort of spring type dress. And I can't think of anything else to say except I'm healing well. You know, I'm feeling better every day. I'm getting a little bit more energy. I think, you know, when you get to 70 and you have surgery, it does sort of knock the stuffing out of you a bit, you know. It takes you a bit longer to sort of, you know, get over it than if you're younger. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. My nose isn't really painful anymore. It's just uncomfortable where the swelling is, you know. It feels tight, but it's, you know, it's no big deal. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video or any of my other videos and you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd really appreciate it if you did. It really helps support the channel, and yeah, just, you know, makes it all worthwhile. And if you have subscribed, thank you. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much again for your support and all your really, really kind comments that you left. You know, when I was having the surgery, I'm still bowled over by it all. It just, guys, you're great. Love you to pieces. And thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to me. And I will see you on Friday. And as always, à bientôt mes amis. Au revoir et bonsoir.